Hi folks, good day from Donegal, Ireland. It's John Power here from Food Blogger Marketing Boil Over. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to pop on over to Facebook, to my group, and join up there, and you can follow the conversation about food blogging and building websites for catering companies and marketing in general. A very interesting question came up today in the WordPress recipe maker group, and it made me question, was it possible to show different recipe card templates on different devices? So we can show one template on the desktop, and if somebody's on a mobile, we can show a different recipe template. It contains the same recipe, it's just a different layout. So this morning I investigated how to do it, and I got it working, and I'll show you a tutorial, just a quick clip of how that works now. And so to get this working, we need certain plugins. We need the Metabox custom field plugin, and we need the Beaver Builder base plugin for page builders, and we also need the add-on there. They have an add-on called Themer. We need that as well, and I'll put a link to all of this in the comments. I just want to show you now the site where I got this working. We can see here, I haven't really styled it up very much. I just want to explain the theory on how this works and show you guys how it's done. It does work. So I have a post here, desktop and mobile recipe templates, show different recipe templates on different devices. So I'm on my MacBook Pro here, whatever, on the desktop. We can see that we have this layout. And so if I just minimize the screen to replicate what a mobile device. You can see now when I've minimized the screen to replicate the size of a mobile device that we have a different template here. So it's not that pretty looking or anything, but it is I think it's called the basic template. So you can see there that it is the different template. So if I just make the screen wider again, you can see that we're going back to our desktop recipe card, and then the other layout, as the screen gets smaller, converts to the other recipe card. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. The first thing we need to do is, after installing Metabox, we need to go to Metabox to custom fields, and I have one here called test from something. I'll just get rid of that. We don't need that, but we're going to, actually I need to go over to posts first. I'll go to categories. I want to set up a category called recipe, and then I want to go back down to Metabox. I want to go to custom fields, because this custom field is going to be associated with that category. We'll go field groups, add new, and we'll call it recipe recipe mobile RESPON field. Call it something descriptive so that when you go back to look at it in a couple of months, or maybe somebody else is looking at the website, so don't call it something weird like ABC15, because you might end up with a website with a lot of different custom fields, and if they don't have descriptive names, it'll be an absolute nightmare to fix for you or somebody else that could be trying to figure out what's going on with the site if it breaks. So here we go. We want to add a field. It's the Wizzy editor that we want, just like that. And you want to label it something. It'll be a recipe card for mobile device. This will make a lot more sense, folks. When we get to the end, you'll better understand what I'm actually doing here. So we leave that, the post type there will be post type, and we want to go to toggle rules, we want to go to category, and we want to go to recipe. All that means, folks, is that when we select the recipe category when we go back to make a recipe post, it just means that this field will only show up when we select the recipe category. So we have that there. That's done. When we go back to posts, and if we go back to new, so we can see now that the custom field is not on the page, but when we go over to categories, that's just a tiny bit slow to load, but when we select category, see, our mobile recipe mobile responsive field shows up now when we select recipe. So we can toggle it on and off like that. So that's it. So we have that done. So the problem now is if we were to publish the recipe like this, the mobile responsive field will not show up on the front end. We actually have to build a custom template now in Beaver Teamer, the extension for Beaver Builder, for the mobile responsive feature that I showed you to work. And it's simple enough, folks. So we want to go down now to Teamer layouts. And I just have some test here for something, just get rid of that. So we want to go new. And it'll be, again, like I said about the custom fields, we want to give these templates very descriptive names because I've built sites, and I think one there recently had about 30 different templates. And just going back to something like that in a couple of months later, or somebody else looking at it, and again, if you give them weird names, they won't understand it. It'll be an absolute nightmare because we use a lot of things like conditional logic and stuff like that, and it can get very complicated. So here we want to call this recipe post singular, and for mobile, RESPON, mobile responsive templates, something like that. It's a Teamer layout, and we want to go singular here, add Teamer layout. And so it'll be a post type. And this is conditional logic, what I'm doing here. I'm telling WordPress to use this template for this post type. So it'll be post category and it'll be recipe. So the thing is, if we can actually show different templates for all different categories. If you had a baking category, you might have a category for sewing. Lots of people are doing stuff like that, home skills, embroidery, knitting, stuff like that. So we can show different templates for all these different categories using this conditional logic. And we just post category recipe, publish, that's that. So we want to launch website builder now, and that's okay, don't worry about this. The only thing, sometimes that happens, and all we have to do is go back over to the permalinks, and yeah, it's because it's a new site and it's not set to post name. It's actually good that we hit that error because that tends to come up a lot and people might know how to fix it. And if we just refresh the page, there we are, we're good to go, we're in the right place. So we have Beaver Builder here now. We can go to preview up here and go to post. And I don't have a recipe post yet, so I can't actually preview it as that, but that doesn't actually matter. So we want to go there and get rid of that demo content. And we want to go up to the plus here, and we're going to go to the HTML there. And I'll just get rid of that box up there, folks. So we want to go there and go to the plus, and it's the post content that we want. And we want to go into advanced, and this is the thing, we're going to have this one set to show on large and medium devices only. So that is saved there, and I'm just going to duplicate the row, and I want to set this one in advanced, in the breakpoint to show on small devices only, like that. So that's the thing. So it's going to be the same recipe, but the bottom one here is set to show only on small devices, and the top one here is set to show on large desktops and medium devices. So that's the way that works. So we want to go done now, publish, get rid of this permalinks here. We want to go to a post now, add new. We want to select recipe over here. Like that. Okay, so what we want to do now, I'll just call this recipe templates demo for mobile, RESPONSIVNESS. Yep. So we have that there. I want to go to my normal way. what I want to do is I need to get the ID of the recipe, like this. Go over to, do you see this here, this shortcode? This shortcode here, there's the normal ID of your recipe, 123, but it has a little extension here called template equals basic. So if I go back to the post now, and here, sugar, I want to, it'll be shortcode, sh, shortcode, and we want to copy and paste that in. So we have different templates now. So this is probably starting to make sense now, folks. See what I'm doing? So, because if you remember when I was building the post template, the top section here, so this template, this top section is set to show on large and medium devices, and then this bottom one is on mobile only. So I want to go and get my recipe ID now, copy this, go back. I want to put in the same ID because it's the same recipe, but the thing I'm going to change is the template. So I'm going to put poster in here. If we go in to the settings in WordPress Recipe Maker, we can go to recipe template. We want to, and here they are. The names of all the templates are here. So I said poster there, and basic is down at the bottom. And the thing is, folks, you don't have to use these templates. We can go into the template editor and we can build our own templates to show on all the different devices. So maybe I'll do that in another tutorial. I'm not going to do it now because that can get quite complex, but I just want to explain the theory on this. So we have boxes and we have basic and all this. So if I go boxes, down here, BOXES, and then now I need to publish that, and we're going to view our post. And there we are. So it should be shown. There we are. There's our singular post type for our blog, and it's showing that template now. And if I resize the screen, it should, when I resize the screen, it should change to the other template for us, folks. Just see, it goes by the width. So here we are. Oh, It's actually not showing at all. I've done something. Oh, I know what I did. The field connection mustn't be right. So I need to, now I need to go back into mobile response. I need to go back to our builder, theme or layouts. I must have forgot to at the bottom here, HTML settings, post content. Yeah, that's what's wrong. I need to go in here. I forgot to connect it to the Metabox field there. Recipe card for mobile device, save there, save, done, publish. Now I just want to close all these. Oh, here's our post. I just want to refresh this now. So there it is, that template, and resize it now. Why is that not showing up, folks? If I go back, to the post, all posts, yep, I discovered the problem, folks. I just made a tiny little error there when I was going through this quickly. I just had to pause the video there and just to check something. What happened was, remember I said that the top block here, this module is for large devices, and this one here is for small devices. So the mistake that I made was in the visibility breakpoint. I had both blocks set for large and medium devices only. So this is correct, that one. And when I go to the one underneath and go in here to the visibility, that was incorrectly set to large and medium as well. So that's why the block was not showing when I made the browser smaller to replicate a mobile phone. So I changed it to small devices only, and it's working now. We can see that when we publish it, and our recipe is there now, like that. And when I make the screen smaller now, as if we're going on a mobile, it's showing the recipe, the different recipe card. So see the way it's set to mobile responsive? It's showing that's the module for large devices, and as the screen gets smaller, it changes to the recipe card for small devices. So there we have it, folks. There's a method of showing different templates for the same recipe on different devices, and we can show different templates for different categories with conditional logic. So I hope you were able to follow that and understand it. It was quite enjoyable trying to figure that out and see if it's possible. So don't forget to join me there on Facebook in the Food Blogger Marketing Boil Over group. And that's it, folks. Good day from a cold and blustery day in Donegal, Ireland. See you in the next video. Bye for now.